Hey, hey, welcome to Learning with Lynn. Today is Sunday, September 8th, and I want to welcome you all out here. So I'm Lynn.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. So if you're here, say hi so we know you're here. And if you are watching this the replay, be sure to type replay in the comments so we know you were here. So it looks like I have a couple of people here, but I don't know yet who they are. So be sure to say hi if you are here. And I'm going to move some things around here, and I'm going to share my screen. There you go. So now you should be able to see my screen. Okay, perfect. So today we're going to talk about how to dramatically increase your Avon sales. So we're coming into the holidays, and 40% or even more of your entire sales are done over the holidays. That's October, November, December. It's 40% of the entire sales of the whole year. Renee Hadley, my coach, was talking to me, and she said the way she sees it is like 20% is in the first 3 quarters. So 20, 40, 60% in the first 3 quarters, and then 40% the last quarter. But it's going to be even more this year, I believe, because of our new LG products and because it's like so exciting. Avon's, cleaning out, making room for a whole bunch of LG products to come in, some innovative foundations and makeup and skincare. And so that's going to be really exciting. So we are on my blog at onlinebeautybiz.com. You pretty much can find anything you need here. If you have any questions about your Avon business, you should be able to find it here. And if you can't find it here, then let me know, because I'm always looking for something to write about. So if we go down to, scroll down to the search right here, if you're on your phone, you'll find that at the very bottom. There's about 6 posts or something on the first page, and then the search would be at the bottom. So I'm going to search for dramatically increase your Avon to find this post that we're going to talk about today. So this is the post. So how to dramatically increase your Avon sales. So, how much you sell, how much you want to make is totally up to you. How hard you want to work is totally up to you. But your income is going to be determined by how much effort you put into it. And we all know that, right? And so I see people here. I just don't know if you're here. Say hi. So it's really how much you put into it. And so I wanted to talk about this. We've talked about it before, but I wanted to talk about this today because so that you can start ramping up for the holidays, because now's the time. You really want to get into momentum before the holiday sales start. And I think they really start hitting the books about campaign 23. So we're already in 20, working towards 21. So now's the time to get busy with that. So there's, if you're new, you might not know this, but there's President's Club. It's just the levels, the sales levels. And here's a post that explains those levels. So I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab so we can look at that. So as you are growing your sales, once you achieve President's Club, you're guaranteed 40% earnings. And on your fixed items, that goes up to 25%. Hi, Penny. Good to see you. Hi, Idra. Glad you're here. So President's Club, once you sell $10,000 in 1 year, within 1 year, you have to redo that every year. You are President's Club, and now you're guaranteed 40% on everything. So, even if you have an order less than $400, you still would get 40% on it. If you increase your sales to $20,000, then that makes you Honor Society, and you get extra points and extra rewards for that. Then you get up to $35,000 in a year, and now your earnings automatically goes up to 45% guaranteed. And then there's McConnell, which is $65,000. David H. McConnell Club, and there's President's Council, which is $110,000, President's Inner Circle, which is $220,000. So we're going to be talking about these today, not so much because you need to reach those levels, but what I want you to do is set a goal. Where is it you want to be? How much do you want to sell in a year? These are kind of good things to aim for. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. Glad you're back. So these are good things to aim for. Or you know what? Aim for the Jamaica incentive. If you're new this year, then you need to sell $15,000 for the Make It Jamaica to go to Jamaica next year. And 25% of that has to be online for a trip for one, and half of that needs to be online for a trip for two. So that's a good goal to reach for too. But so the way I did it when we first started is we aimed for that first one, and then as soon as we made that, we aimed for the next one, and then we aimed for the next one, and so on. Mm-hmm. So we'll go back to this, how to dramatically increase your sales. So now that we know what the sales levels are, and now that you might have some idea, hopefully, of where you want to reach. I mean, we're coming into the home stretch of this year. And so then the question is, what do we need to do to make that happen? And so it doesn't matter whether you're looking to grow your business to the very top, or if you just are looking to earn a couple of $100 a month for family trips or whatever, spending money, whatever you want. That's up to you what you want to do. But I'm assuming that you're on this call or you're on this training because you want to earn more. And that's what we're going to talk about, is earning more. But so there's no judgment here. Nobody is saying, oh, if you don't want to make this much money, that's a problem, because it's not. It's totally up to you. So once you know what that is, now we need to figure out about how many customers. Now, this is not an exact science. This is an estimate. And so you can't go by these numbers 100%, but they'll at least give you a way to make a plan, okay? So the first step is to determine how many customers you need. At least for me, it seems like my average customer order is $25. If you're doing a lot of online sales, your average customer order is probably more like $40 because of the $40 free shipping. But you know, it's funny, I've gotten $11 online orders too. So you just never know, right? But if you just kind of ballpark it and say, okay, an average customer order, I think across the whole board with Avon, I think $25 is a pretty good number as far as average. And then, of course, the A box gives you that opportunity to help to get customers up to $50. So obviously, how good of a salesperson you are and how great you are at getting those orders bigger can make a big difference in these numbers I'm giving you too. Okay, so what I'm basing it on is a $25 order. So let's say if you want to get $400 in sales because you want to earn 40% commission, which is the level to earn 40% commission, then you're looking at 16 customer orders at $25 each, or 8 customer orders at $50 each. That's the magical number that's going to help you achieve President's Club. If you were doing that all year, $400 a campaign would get you to President's Club pretty easily. Then if you want to make and this is per campaign, right? So if you want to make $1,000 in sales, then 40 customer orders at $25 or 20 customer orders at $50, then you would have no problem reaching Honor Society, but that would give you $1,000 a campaign in sales. And if you're just new, if you're not President's Club yet and you make $1,000 in sales, that's $400 profit. I need a calculator for that. That's $400 profit right there. See, so if you wanted to make $400 a campaign, because $1,000 in sales would put you at 40%. Unless you're President's Club, then you'd make more. But so then you'd make $400. So that's a pretty good number to aim for if that's what you're looking to earn, right? $1,500, you're looking at 60 customers or 30 customers with a $50 order. That's the rose circle level. $2,500 in sales is 100 customer orders at $25 or 50 at $50. And this is David H. McConnell. $4,500 in sales is 180 customers.
Carla's saying, are you on?
I'm on. Yeah, sorry, Carla. Yeah. I hope you find me because I'm in the middle of it. So 180 customer orders at $25 or 90 orders at $50 would put you at $4,500 in sales. So at this level, you would reach President's Council. So then $8,500 in sales in one campaign, that's 340 customer orders. That's a lot of deliveries. So hopefully you're doing a lot bigger orders and they're 170 orders, okay? So you guys, first off, what I want to point out is this sounds like an awful lot. I know they sound like really big numbers, but you look at somebody like Timothy Brown, and he works full-time as an optometrist. He's a doctor. He works full-time in his office, and he manages to sell this kind of number. He sells at Inner Circle, so he's selling at $220,000 a year. And he's doing this, but he's doing it because he's getting in front of the right number of people. Doesn't necessarily mean it takes a lot of time. He's just figured out how to do it as he goes about his day. And that's what we want to do with you guys. That's what we want to help you do. Because bottom line is, if you want to make money, you need the sales. So you're paid on the volume that you create. You're paid on the amount of sales that you create. So here's some tips to help you increase your sales. So you should already have your goal, right? You know what you want to get to this year. So get out your calendar, sit down and plan the specific time slots when you're building your business. You know, it's really important to be consistent in your business. And so figure out when you're working. That might be Carla. So figure out when you're going to work. Put it on your calendar, because you have to be, if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't happen. And so the same thing, I don't know, for you, I assume if it's not on your calendar, it probably isn't going to happen. So schedule your time. And even if it's just 15 hours a week, if you want to just work 15 hours a week, if that's what your commitment is, then that's totally fine. But schedule it on your calendar, those 15 hours you're going to work. And then make sure that you are working that entire time, that you're not doing things that you shouldn't be doing. I mean, labeling brochures is not something you do during your 15 hours. That's something you could do while you're watching TV at night, or while you're waiting for your kid's soccer game to start, or whatever, right? Those are just things you can fit in. But then make sure that you have plenty of brochures. Now, before I get too far into this, I know that that Avon is promoting that you can sell online, and that you don't have to buy brochures. And I teach my team the same thing. You don't have to buy brochures. But I'm going to talk to you about that too. So just trust me. Just stay with me. Even if you don't plan on buying brochures, just stay with me, because I'm going to bring the digital brochure into this as far as how to grow your business. But bottom line is, it's kind of the same thing. So these numbers are really important for you to understand. So this is my suggestion. Now, when you get going and you get working for a while, those numbers might be totally different for you. Then you might find that your sales are higher per person, or you might find that you get more sales per brochure, you know, that you don't need as many brochures, or you might find you need more. But if you're looking to if you want $400 in sales, I suggest you have 100 brochures. I mean, you needed, how many orders did you need? You needed 16 customer orders. So, 100 brochures is probably a pretty good to get 16 orders, because not everybody you give a brochure to is going to place an order. You know, I mean, it's like 10%. Seriously, if you want $1,000 in sales, you're going to need 250 brochures. If you want $1,500 in sales, you're going to need about 375 brochures. Yep, that's every campaign. $2,500 in sales, that's 625 brochures. $4,500 in sales, that's 1,125 brochures, and $8,500 in sales, that's 2,125 brochures. Back when I lived in California, we were selling about 6,000 a campaign, and I literally was purchasing 1,600 brochures every campaign, and that's how I was getting $6,000. And I know it sounds like a lot, and I know it sounds like a lot of money, but let's break it down a little bit, okay? 375 brochures will cost you about $80 for $1,500 in sales, right? 1,125 brochures are probably going to cost you about $230, but you're going to get $4,500 in sales. Can you see how it's worth it? If you just buy one brochure, I don't know what the price is for one brochure now. Let's say you buy 100 brochures. I believe they're 33 cents each.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So if you buy 100 brochures for 33 cents each, that's $33. And $33 for $400 in sales, not bad. But bottom line is, you got to do it, right? And then, prepare your brochures and then get them distributed. This is where the effort's going to come in. Okay, now before I go into this, let me talk about the digital brochure. Okay, if you want to make this amount of sales, what you're doing is no different. You don't have to pay for the brochures; they're free. But if you don't give your digital link to 100 people, you're probably not going to make $400 in sales. If you want to make $4,500 in sales, you need to give your digital link to 1,125 people. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all about numbers. It's all about you putting in the effort to make it happen. And, you know, I mean, it's amazing to me how many people think, well, I have a website. I posted it on Facebook. How come nobody ordered? It doesn't work that way. Even Avon knows it doesn't work that way. That's why they email your customers every single day of the week, every day, 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And your customers are getting those emails from your website that many times a day because Avon knows they can't just send an email and expect your customer to place an order. It just doesn't work that way. And especially with the digital brochure, it's even less likely that you're going to get, you might get less sales for the same number of digital links. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to create a list of who's going to get your digital brochure. And that's what I'm going to talk about, is how you're going to distribute your brochures and how you're going to get names and numbers and things like that. I'm blurry. Well, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that.
And she says we're not on.
Oh, they're watching us.
I know, but
it's on this page.
Yeah, it's on this one.
Give her the link to that page.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of people on, so maybe people are having a hard time finding us. And Penny, I'm sorry if we're blurry. There's nothing I can do. It's got to be an internet connection, whether it's on my end or yours, I don't know. But okay, so if you are doing regular brochures, you're going to get them ready. You're going to type. You're going to put your phone number, your name, your website, all of your information on there. I use labels. Some people like stamps. Some people handwrite them. If you're doing hundreds, you're not going to want to handwrite them. So now you're going to get them distributed. And so get out of your house, get to meet people. You might go door to door. I have posts here. I have links to posts here. You might go door to door. And basically, the way I talk about that in the door to door is knock on the door and introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm Lynn with Avon. Would you like a brochure? Out of 100 brochures, if you do that, you might get maybe 10 to 20 orders, maybe. If you just leave them on the doorstep, and then I teach this, hi, Marcy, good to see you. Hi, Tracy, you see me fine. Good. Awesome. So if you just leave them on the doorstep, which is what I had to do, Richard and I had to do that because we were working so many hours, you just can't knock on somebody's door at 11 o'clock at night. And so we left them on the doorstep, and what we did was we left them 6 times in a row, the same houses. So we kept a little map, and we knew which houses we hit, and we hit them 6 times in a row. And over those 6 times, the first time most of them will throw your book away. The second time, most of them will throw the book away still. The third time, they start going, oh, this person's pretty serious. Maybe I'll look at it. And then the fourth time, they're like, well, maybe I might want to place an order. And then the 5th time, maybe they'll finally place that order. So out of 6 times, you'll get probably the same results as if you had knocked on the door and introduced yourself and gave them a book and got their contact information so you could follow up. That's the key. It's the follow up. That's the problem with when you're leaving them on the doorstep. You have no way to follow up with them. So, but that's one way. Get out and meet people. Stand outside a grocery store. I literally do this. I'll take 10 brochures and I'll stand outside a grocery store, and as people walk out of the store, I'll say, hi, would you like an Avon brochure? And a lot of them ignore me. And some of them look at me funny. Every once in a while, somebody says, yeah, I would love one. And then as I'm giving them the book, then I have a drawing slip and I say, we mail our brochures. Would you like to get on our mailing list? And I have them fill that out. And most of them, if they seriously wanted the book, they'll do it, because I'm not trying to sell them anything. I'm just offering them a brochure and I'm going to mail it to them. And they'll fill out the slip. And on the slip, there's an option for I want to receive it in the mail, or I want to receive a digital brochure, or I want to receive it by email. So then you can do that. Okay. A business office route is another way to get out and get names and numbers of people. You just go out and you go to like a medical building or whatever, and you go to every office and you talk to the receptionist and say, hi, I'm Lynn with Avon. And I would offer them samples and say, could I leave a couple of brochures here for your people? How many people do you have working here? And so maybe leave 3 or 4 brochures, and then you're going to make notes of every office you went to and how many books you left, and the name of the receptionist's name, if you can get it, and phone number, so that you can follow up. With an office route, follow-up's a little different because you just go back every 2 weeks. And so you're going to drop off books once, and then the next 2 weeks you're going to deliver an order, and the next 2 weeks you're going to drop off a book, and then you're going to deliver an order. So when you go to deliver the orders, you're usually picking up the next orders. There's all kinds of ideas I have around here But bottom line is, it's all about massive action. It's about how many people you're getting that booked in front of. Whether it's a physical brochure or whether it's a digital brochure, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is how many people are you getting it in front of? So what do you guys think? I mean, I know that's a lot, and we go into follow-up, but start putting in the comments what you think. I mean, I know that some of you have been with Avon forever, and some of you already are doing this and already know that the effort it takes. But, you know, when we talk about that you can sell online, and we talk about, you know, hey, it's easy. You can sell Avon, you can sell online, and you don't have to do all of that busy work anymore. What we're talking about is you don't have to label brochures. You don't have to get them out. You don't have to deliver orders, and you don't have to sort orders. And you don't have to do all of that. But bottom line is you still have to find new people. You still have to prospect. They're not going to just fall into your lap. And just because you have an online store, they're not just going to fall into your store and place an order. You can't post on Facebook and say, guess what? I just started my Avon business. Here's a link to my store, and expect to get $100,000 in orders. It just doesn't happen that way. Let's see. Okay, Carla, tell us about the phone message service, please. The telephone message service?
Hey, Carla, glad you got on.
I'm glad you got on, Carla. So if I go back to my blog and I search for...
it was right on there. It was coming up. Right at the bottom of that whole article.
Oh, okay. I'm going to click on here. I found a phone message service. So this is called Automate Your Follow-Ups and Give Yourself More Time to Build Your Business. So let me see. Where am I? Okay.
Carla?
Yeah.
Right there.
I know. I'm just going to take it off the screen. So we do 3 things. You know, there's like important things. There's really important things. Number 1 is get a brochure to every single customer, whether you're getting a physical brochure in the mail or whether you're getting them a digital brochure. And that goes back to all those numbers I just gave you, that what it's going to take to create the amount of sales that you want to create. We mail our brochures. We also do digital brochures. We also do them by text and by email, but we use campaign mailer for our books that go in the mail. So you get a book to every customer and then you follow up. That's what you need to do. So you get a book to every customer and you follow up. And if you take orders personally, then you would submit those to Avon, you would receive them, deliver them to your customers, collect the money, and then you start all over again, right? You get new customers or you get the books to your current customers, and you just do that whole process. It's just wash, rinse, repeat. So it's get a book to somebody, follow up, place the order, deliver the order, get a book to somebody, follow up. You know, it just goes like that. So then we do 2 things on my follow-up. If my customer if I don't have their cell phone number, if it's a landline, I use a service called Dial My Calls. And I think it's like 6 or 7 cents a call, something like that. And I record a pre-recorded message. It's really short. It's less than 30 seconds. And I do that because Dial My Calls is like, if you have less than 30 seconds, it's just 1 credit. And if it's more than 30, it's 2 credits. So it just says, hi, this is Lynn, your Avon lady. Just a quick reminder, my order's going in on Wednesday. If there's anything you need right now, please let me know by tomorrow. And if not, no problem. Have a great day. And if you don't want to receive these messages, please let me know. And that's basically all I say, and it goes out on Monday. So I give it to them on Monday, and I say I have to have your orders by Tuesday. And then I use Project Broadcast for texting. This is, and they're like a penny a text. So the majority of my customers, it's like 90 to 95% of my customers get a text from me, and it just says, hi, this is Lynn, just quick reminder, my order's going in. Is there anything I can get for you? And then I send them an image of the brochures. And that's what I use for follow-up. So that's really it. So Carla, I hope that answers your question.
There's information right there and how you use it too. So
yeah, I have all kinds of training on here. Mm-hmm. So you can search for Automate Your Follow-Ups, and that'll pull you this post up. So then Maggie says, does that odd persistence bother people? That type of odd persistence.
It's customer service, not persistence.
You know, Maggie, it's customer service. It's not odd persistence.
Yeah.
My customers actually appreciate it. I have people that come back to me over and over again because they love that I do this. They love it. Because when I text them or I send them that pre-recorded message that says my order's going in, they don't have to talk to me. I didn't physically call them and I'm going to chat with them for 20 minutes on the phone. They didn't have to talk to me. And so they just go, okay, good, Lynn's order's going in. I don't need anything. Ignore, right? But then if they did want to order something, they know that my order's going in tomorrow. And here's the biggest reason why I think this is really important for my customers is I place my order on Wednesday and then I don't place another order for 2 more weeks. And then it takes a whole week for me to get it from Avon. So let's just say they call me on Thursday with an order after I just placed an order yesterday. Then they got to wait like a month before they get their next order. And that makes me feel really bad. Whereas if they know when my order is going in and then they have to wait a month, it's on them, right? But my customers love it. And if you're talking about the odd persistence in putting the brochures on the doorsteps, it might bother people. I don't know. But I pick up a lot of customers that way. Richard and I were selling, we sold President's Council. We sold $150,000 a year by doing this, and our customers love us. When I get customers and they get my reminders, I'm not kidding. I get people that literally will text me and say, you are such a breath of fresh air. I love the service that you're providing me. My last Avon rep disappeared. And I hear that a lot because a lot of Avon reps are not consistent. And I think maybe they're afraid that they're bothering people. But you're not bothering anybody. You're giving customer service. And if they're not interested, if they don't want to receive it, then hey, take them off your list. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not calling you to say, please order from me. I'm calling you to say, or texting you to say, hey, my order's going in. If there's anything you want, please let me know. And that's it. I'm not pressuring them. I'm not telling them this is on sale or that's on sale. There's absolutely no pressure. It's just customer service. And this, I'm sure this is how Timothy's doing it. I mean, I don't know if he uses systems like I do, but he obviously is selling $220,000 a year, and he's talking to a lot of customers because look at what I showed you up here. You want to sell that kind of money, you need to put out like 2,000 brochures every campaign, or 2,000, digital books. Bottom line, it's all about getting in front of enough people. The more sales you are, the more you get in front of enough people. And I mean, you go to a grocery store and they're selling, I don't know what they're selling. What's a grocery store selling a day? 100,000 in a day? Or is that too high?
Yeah, about that. Some, yeah, a lot of stores sell anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 a day.
Okay, and how many customers do you figure goes through a store in a day? Just
whole
give
bunch.
me a wild number.
I don't know.
Is
I
it
know 5,000. 5,000.
Okay, there you go. So
Yeah.
they're selling 100,000 in a day, but 5,000 customers roughly. I mean, it's all in the numbers, and it's not just Avon. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It's all in the numbers. And the more numbers you have, the less you have to bug people and convince them. And I've got a whole bunch. Okay, so she says, so Maggie says, well, especially like leaving them on the doorstep often. You know what? I leave them for 6 campaigns, once every 2 weeks for 6 campaigns. And then if anybody who has ordered will continue to receive books, but when they order, they get put on my campaign mailer right away. And if they didn't order, then as soon as 6 campaigns is over, I'm moving to the next neighborhood. So they're going to get my books for 6 campaigns. Some people might get upset. Every once in a great while, I've gotten nasty phone calls. But you know what? That once in a great while is the key word. I really don't get that very often. Not odd. Okay. So Tracy says, I've been selling 10 years. It's always good to refresh this. I have a lot of trouble getting online orders. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of things to get online orders. We are now working with parties, online parties, which is really helping us. We were doing Facebook parties. We now and started having some problems with Facebook. So we're now moving to it's a whole new platform, and there's an email coming out tomorrow on that if you're on my online beauty biz list. But you know, I do giveaways, I do shopping sprees. I say anybody who's entered into anybody who places an order this campaign online goes into a drawing for a shopping spree. I have other people I know that will do I do a shopping spree. I say you can have anything you want for $45 as long as it's beauty and not fixed earnings items. And then what I do is I go on my online store and I place an order for them and I pay for it and I ship it as a gift to them. And that's how I handle it, so I don't have to pay shipping. I have other friends who do a drawing and they do it maybe once a month for all their online customers, and they actually ship that product, and it's product they have on hand. So there's lots of ways to do that. All you can do is just keep promoting it. And okay, let's see what else we got. Those are excellent. Thanks, Carla. I'm glad you made it on.
Yeah.
And I meant to say type of persistence. My phone autocorrected. Yeah, I think we got it.
Yeah.
I think we got it, Maggie.
Okay, Maggie.
And Penny says she hears that a lot too. Penny, you hear what? That you're giving good customer service? Sorry, I don't know what I was talking about when you said that. Tracy says great tips. Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. And Idra says good info about leaving the brochures for 6 campaigns. You know, it really does help. It really does. It helps me. It really did. It built us. We built our business to $150,000. And you know what's funny? This isn't really what I was planning on talking about today, but we were selling $150,000 a year in Avon. This was in California when we lived in Ventura, and then I opened an Avon store because the division manager talked me into it. And Penny, you're probably going to laugh at me, but I ended up, it took me a year and a half, 2 years before I started selling about $150,000 through the store. But you know what? I lost all my original customers. So I traded my $150,000 in sales of only having to buy brochures to $150,000 in sales to have a giant nut of $4,000 to $5,000 a month overhead to pay for rent and utilities and employees and all of that. But my Avon customers did not want to come into the store. They wanted a rep that would come to their house. And my store customers didn't want to have a rep. So they're 2 totally different customers. And so all I did was traded one business for another. It was a big mistake, and I probably won't ever do that again.
The brochures were cheaper.
Yeah, trust me. Brochures were awful cheaper, a lot cheaper. Penny says this year I will hit inner circle.
Oh,
go Penny!
Penny. Go girl.
Yay! So I think that's all the comments we have so far.
Okay.
So, bottom line, don't forget their contact information. If you click on this one, I think it'll take you to a link where you can download the Avon drawing forms right here. So you can download this Avon drawing form. I'll pull it up for you so you can see it. So this is what it looks like. And I use these. I give them out with my books all the time. And I say, hey, now this is what I say. Hey, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? My coach got on me. She said I shouldn't say that anymore because I'm offering them digital brochures too. Yeah. But somehow it's just easier for me to say that. But you can say, hey, would you like to get a brochure on a regular basis or whatever? And you're going to get their contact information. And then they can check physical, digital text. And while they're doing all that, would they like more information about selling Avon? I have recruited so many people this way. And I literally stand in front of a grocery store. I'm not kidding. I'll have like 10 books and I'll say, I'm not going to go home. Or sometimes I have more, 15, 20 books. And I say, I'm not going to go home until I get 10 names. And so I stand outside. I do it with the people leaving the store on their way out. Because I've learned that if they go into the store and they throw them on the floor, then the store manager's like, what's going on? And they come out to find out what's going on, and then they tell me I have to leave. But if they're leaving the store, then it's not as likely that I get caught. And I'm usually not there more than 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and I'm done. And it's like boom, boom, and I'm done. And you know what? If the store, one of my good friends, Lisa Wilbur, she's one of the top earners in Avon, she says, if you haven't been kicked out of anywhere, you're not trying hard enough. And I have been kicked out of so many places. But you know what? All they do is come out and say, hey, you can't do that here. And you say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And you leave. And then you go to the next store. And just don't go to the same store every day. Move around so that, and you're just in and out, 15 to 30 minutes, boom, boom, and you're out. And you'd be amazed at how your business will grow. And then once you get, you will hit. Oh, I will hit inner circle. Somehow I doubt it. I hope so. But right now I'm just tracking for 30,000 this year, 38,000.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't think I'm going to hit Inner Circle this year. You probably already are. And we still deliver. Penny says we still deliver. Wow, you are a busy lady, because Penny owns a store. She owns an Avon store, so you still deliver. I don't know how you do that. When I had my store open, I didn't have time for that at all. But so this is another way, and then you can get that digital. And you know what? Okay, so let's say you're going out and you're meeting people, and if you're just doing the digital brochure, how about you do this? I mean, I'm just telling you a free way you can do this if that's what you want to do. So create a contact in your phone for yourself, for your business, and you can call it digital brochure. You can call it Lynn Huber Avon, or Avon. I would put Avon so that it shows up on their phone so they can find it under Avon. So I don't know how it would be Avon Lynn Huber or whatever. And you're going to create that contact, and you're going to put your contact information, your phone number, your email, your website, and a link to your digital brochure. And well, that should be your website, the link to your digital brochure. And so then you go out and you are in Costco, and you're walking around Costco, and you're just looking at things, and you're shopping, and you see a lady standing there, and you kind of walk up to her and you say, hi, and you talk, just have a conversation, you know, oh, look at these, I don't know, cauliflowers on sale, whatever. And you're having a conversation and say, hey, I sell Avon. Have you ever, would you be interested? I have this really cool new way of, you can look at our brochure online now. You can look on it on your phone now. I have a really cool way to do that with a digital brochure. Would you like to see it? And then you have her put her name into your contacts, and then you share your contact with her. And then have her open it, have her click on the digital brochure, and she's going to be going, wow, how amazing is that? Look at that. I can flip through the brochure on my phone. And now you've got her in your phone. Now you can say, hey, would you like to, is it okay if I shoot you a text when the new brochures come out? And then that's how you're going to get your names, right? When you get home, somehow you're going to have to keep a way of keeping track on it, because when you get home, you're going to want to put them on a list. And seriously, if you're sending out the digital brochure to 1,000 people or even 100 people, do not do it in a group text. Please do not do it in a group text. That's how you're going to piss people off, because they're going to get all the responses, and you don't want that. So what you do is, I use Project Broadcast. See, I went in my automate my calls in my Project Broadcast, and actually I have a post that says digital brochure, so you can search for that. Using Project Broadcast to grow your digital brochure list. So Project Broadcast is a texting service. And like I said, it's like a penny a text. And you can put all of your people in Project Broadcast, and you can create a list called digital brochure. And then every campaign, you can send a text to that list and say, hey, welcome to campaign 21. Here's our latest brochure. Click here. And it will be effective online until this date, you know, something to that effect. And then you click send, and it's going to go out to all of your 100 people or your 2,000 people, whatever it is. But that's the list you need to grow. If you're going to do it digitally, that's the list you need to grow. You need to be getting a brochure out to 1,000 or 2,000 people every campaign. And then, of course, about 3 days before the campaign ends, you'll want to send another text saying, hey, just want to let you know, campaign 20 ends on Monday. On Tuesday, campaign 21 will be up. But and you'll still be able to get products, but prices may be higher or lower. So if you wanted something out of campaign 20, you might want to check now. Something like that. It's just a reminder. It's just good customer service. Let's see if I have any more text. Okay, I don't. Mm-hmm. So do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I kind of want to reverse engineer something here, wherever she was here. We talked about getting the sales and how many you need, like here, but right now we're nearing the fourth quarter. So let's just say that this is if you want to hit $10,000 of sales, that's from January through December.
Right.
Well, we're not in January right now. Let's say you have $5,000 in sales right now, and by the end of the year you want to hit 10,000. So you just divide it in, and it's roughly like 6 campaigns. So divide 6 into $5,000, and it comes up to about $833. That's about $850 a campaign. That's your goal. That's the goal that you're setting to hit every campaign through the end of the year so you can be at $10,000. And then let's just say you're trying for Jamaica, and right now you're at 10,000. And
well, let's just say you're just getting started. Just say that you have $600. I know there's somebody on this call who's brand new, who has roughly 600 and some on already. And so if you need $15,000 by the end of campaign 26, you need $2,500 a campaign between now and campaign 26 to make it. And it's doable. You need $2,500 a campaign. Well, here it's 625 brochures. I'm not saying you should rush out and order that many brochures right now. This is something you kind of grow to. It's not something it's not. You can't all of a sudden make a goal that you're going to sell Inner Circle and you're going to sell 220,000 this year. But you can set a goal for something like, I want to be in Jamaica and I want to get there. And so you can make that goal. What do you have to do to get there?
And another hint along that same line, then she kind of cut in there, but that's okay. But a way you could do that, if you need, let's say you wanted to hit 15,000 and you need $2,500 in sales, think about fundraisers. Lynn's talked about that before too. There are a lot of different ways. The main thing is you're setting a goal and then you just reverse engineer it. How can I get to that number? What do I need to do? Break it down. How much is that a campaign? How many brochures is that? What other ideas can I do? How many online sales could I possibly get? How many fundraisers could I get going? So you put your thinking cap on and make it happen.
Penny says, see you in Jamaica.
Yaman.
Yaman. We will be there. We will be there. And Carla, I know you're on here. I'm going to see you in Jamaica. And who else? Idra, Tracy, Maggie, Penny, we already said. Who else is on here? Marcy.
Marcy. And Idra.
All of you guys, I want to see you in Jamaica. And Richard is absolutely right. A fundraiser can make all the difference. You guys have no idea. One fundraiser could do $15,000 in sales if you get the right thing. And if you have a connection with a school or a church or a nonprofit organization, if you have a connection, use it. and get busy. We were just talking about this the other day. This isn't really what we were going to talk about tonight, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Rhonda, yay! Hi, Rhonda. You're gonna be in Jamaica too. Woohoo! So,
party.
So, let's just say you wanted to do. Say you know somebody at the school, right? And the junior high is the 7th grade class is going on somewhere. They're going on some kind of a trip, right? Or maybe the Sunday school class or whatever is going on a trip to help. What do you call it? When you go and you go to Africa and you build you build whatever water that you dig water for them or whatever. It's like
like wells or schools.
My brain is gone. But anyway, okay. So or the junior high. Let me try that. Oh, okay. I hope so you create a fundraiser for that whole 7th grade, and then you can create online fundraisers separately for each class so that they can compete against each other. So Mrs. Smith's class is this fundraiser. And so it would be the same name. It would be such and such school class 101 or Mrs. Smith's class or whatever. And then you'd have another fundraiser for Mrs. Bell's class. And then you'd have another one for Mr. Thompson's class. And you'd have maybe 3 or 4 or 5 fundraisers going. Or if it's one classroom, you literally could create a fundraiser for each student. And I know that's a lot of work. I know if there's 30 students, you're looking at creating 30 fundraisers. But here's the deal. You can copy a fundraiser once it's created. You can duplicate it. And it only takes you a little bit of time to do it. And once it's set up, if you have 30 kids in a classroom and they're all competing against each other, or the teacher's keeping track of who raised how much because that's what percentage of their trip is going to be paid for, that's how you do it. You create a separate fundraiser for each student in the class, or you do it for each class in the grade, or however you want to break that out. You can do it however you want. But one fundraiser, like a 6th grade class or a 7th grade class or a Sunday school or a church, one fundraiser could get you $15,000 in sales easily. It's just a matter of you got to work it, you got to push it, you got to help them, You know, God help them be successful, but you can do it. Oh, I disappeared. Yeah, I came back. Mission trip. Thank you, Tracy. Mission trip. It's all eerie, man. Yeah. Okay. So that's all I have. That, you know, I wasn't even planning on going into all that, but so any questions? Any last minute questions? Let me come back to me. Ah, there we are. I don't know what happened. It's like in the middle, we just disappeared. But I got us back and we're back. So I hope that this helped. You know, it's just that it's a business. It's a business. You know, I was doing this morning, I did a Facebook Live. I do one every day. This is my thing. I'm trying to force myself to do one every single day. And trust me, that's a growth process all by itself, but it's also helping me. So I did my talk this morning on Jim Rohn. He's my favorite motivational speaker in the whole world. I mean, this man is amazing. But he talks about, you know, the harvest. And he says in the good book, it doesn't say if you need if you need a harvest, it will be there, right? He doesn't say your harvest is for those who need. He says when you reap, you will sow. And you got to reap. You got to reap first before you can sow the harvest. And it's so true. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. I mean, if you open a pizza place, trust me, you're going to be working your butt off. You're going to be working 20 hours a day just to keep your business going. Penny in her Avon store, I guarantee you, she's working many, many hours a day because it just takes that. And look at you guys are so sweet. Penny, I love you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. And then Sarah says, always love listening to your pointers. Whoops, that one didn't come up. Always love listening to your pointers and tips. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate you.
Learn by our mistakes. Learn all the good stuff.
And Bonnie says, thanks for the tips.
You're welcome.
You guys, I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all, but I have had 18 years experience. I've clawed my way up. Richard and I both. We've clawed our way up from nothing to being in the business that we have and higher than what we have now. And and I never had an upline, you know, and I know there's a lot of people out there that complain that they never had an upline. And you know what? You need to quit complaining. You just need to make it happen. And so if you never had an upline, then you show up on Sunday nights and I'm here to help you. So
yeah, because you're the boss lady. You're the boss lady. You're the boss
Penny,
lady. It's
there
your
you guys
business.
go.
Come up with
there
stuff.
You guys go. Penny works 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. Penny, you're probably selling Inner Circle, but look at that. She has a store. And if you have a brick and mortar business, that's what you're going to be working. And you can do, I promise you, you could do Inner Circle without a store for a lot less than those kind of hours. I mean, Timothy doesn't work those kind of hours. I know he doesn't because he's full-time optometrist. How could he work those hours? But he does. He's out there. He does something every day. He goes out on his lunch break. He goes to parking lots and he gives out brochures and gets names. I've seen him do that. He sets up tents in parking lots and stuff on the weekends. Yeah, Penny sells Inner Circle. Yeah, figured you did. And Linda, hi Linda. She says thanks for the tips and ideas.
You're welcome.
And Elizabeth says getting on late, will replay. There's a lot of good information, so hopefully you'll find something there that will help you. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. We'll be here next week, same time, same place. Carla, I'm sorry you had a hard time getting on. Next week will be the sales meeting. So, Carla says, I have to keep saying these guys because you guys are like making me feel really good. I always learn a ton from you guys. Thank you, Carla.
Thank you.
So same time next week, we'll be doing a sales meeting next week. So we will see you then. Have a great evening.
Go out and rock your business this week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.